Hello students, today I am going to do the second part of End of Evaluation, Department of Education, Western Province, paper 2. So this is 3 hours paper. Part A you get 6 questions and you have to answer only 5 questions, and part B also you get 6 questions but you have to answer 5 questions. And 3 hours means part A 1.5 hours and part B 1.5 hours. How many minutes you can spend for one question? In this paper, you can spend 18 minutes per question and each question worth 10 marks. So, we'll try to do this paper. So, this is Western Province End of Year Evaluation 2018 paper 2. So, you can try 1 and 2. You can try question number 1. It's about graphs, quadratic graphs. So, we'll do step by step. An incomplete table of values prepared to draw the graph of the function y equals x plus 1, x minus 3 is given below. Find the value of y when x equals 0. So, that means you are asked to find out this value. So, how you do the first part? Substitution. Substitute x equals 0. 0 plus 1, 0 minus 3. So, you get 1 into minus 3, that's minus 3. So, this answer is minus 3. So, only 1 mark for that. Taking 10 small divisions along the x-axis and y-axis as 1 unit as the scale, draw the graph of the above function in a graph paper. So, that means when you take one small square, that's how many squares? 5 squares. So, 10 means these two. So, we'll see how we can label it. Starting value minus 2 to 4. So, if you start from minus 2 here, minus 1, 0. So, this is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you can start from there. So, we can first draw the y-axis. That's the y-axis. And then you can label the other y values to find out what is x-axis. So, starting from 5, positive 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Minus 1 up to minus 4. Minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. And now we can draw the x-axis. Label the axis x and this is y. So, 10 squares is 1 unit mean. This way you get 0.1 is one small square. Here also the same scale, 0.1. Now, we can label this side 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 4. And negative values up to minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2. Now, we can mark the points. So, mark the points. Minus 2, 5. Minus 2, 5. This point. Minus 1, 0. Here. 0 minus 3. This point. 1 minus 4. 2 minus 3. 3, 0. 4, 5. Now you can connect smoothly. So, my advice is you can connect here to here only ends using a ruler, but don't try to use for all points. So, I can just connect here to here with a ruler and then smoothly you can connect without the ruler. Now, I am going to connect smoothly from here to here. So, make sure that you connect smoothly. This is this side and here this side. Connect smoothly this side up to here. So this is the graph, the quadratic graph. So how you get marks here? Marking the points correctly, 1 mark. And then scale, 1 mark. And smoothly connect the curve, 1 mark. That's 3 for the graph and 1 mark for this part. So altogether 4 marks for first 2 parts. Now we'll look at the next part. Now we'll look at the third part. Write the range of values of x where y greater than 0. That means positive y value. So where you get positive y values? Here to here and here to this side. So in between -1 and 3, that's negative. So what are the positive values for y? The x values becomes x less than -1 or x greater than 3. So don't write with equal sign. Equal sign, it's not greater, that's 0. Y equals 0. So y greater than 0 becomes x less than -1 and x greater than 3. And fourth part, if the above function can be written in the form of y equals x squared plus ax plus b, write down the values of a and b. So here, what's y? X plus 1, x minus 3. Now you can expand brackets. X into x, x squared. X into -3x, -3x. 1 into x, 1x. And 1 into -3, -3. So when you simplify, -3 plus 1, -2x and -3. So that's the equation. Now you can compare this one with x squared plus ax plus b. Now when you compare, what's the a value? A is -2 and b equals -3. So those are the two values for a and b. So we can give 1 and 1, 2 marks for this part. And finding these two values also 2 marks. And here previous part we gave 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Next part you can get 2 marks. So we'll see what's the part. Using the graph, find the roots of the equation x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. So what's the equation we got? X squared minus 2x minus 3. So same equation we got before. So that means we drew that graph before. This means y equals 0. Read the y equals 0 values. So that's -1 and 3. So that's the y equals 0 line is the x-axis. So if you are drawing the line, this is the line. So where it intersects? Intersects at -1 and 3. So you can write x equals -1 or x equals 3. So writing down these two, you get another 2 marks. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now look at question number 2. This is about statistics. So try to do all together. 3 parts are there. We'll do step by step. Following table contains the information on 100 students of different age groups who came for an educational exhibition. The interval 6 to 8 denotes the interval of age which are greater than 6 and less than or equal to 8 years. So age and number of students given. To which age group does the most number of students belong? So that's the model class. So highest frequency is this one, 10 to 12. So that's 1 mark question. Now we'll look at the second part. Using the assumed mean or other method, find the mean age of the student who came for the exhibition to the nearest whole number. So we'll try to find out the mean age. 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16, 16 to 18. So boundaries are given. There's no gap between these two. So boundaries are given. So we'll find out the mid value first, because we assume within the interval data are equally distributed. So we don't take the lower limit, we don't take the upper one, we take the mid value. So mid value I'll take as x. So what's the mid value? Add and divide by 2. 6 plus 8 divided by 2, 7. This is 9, 11, 13, 15 and 17. Now we can multiply by the frequencies. If you want, you can take the assumed mean. I'm now doing without taking the assumed mean. So frequencies 10, 12, 25, 20, 18, 15 and all together this should be 100. So you are getting 100. Now we'll multiply x and f. 7 times 10, 70. 9 times 2, 18, 1 remaining. 9 times 1, 9 plus 1, 10. 25 times 1, 25, 2 remaining. 25 times 1, 25 plus 2, 27. So 0, 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 1, 2. Multiply by 18. 18 multiplied by 15, 10 and 5. So we'll multiply and put the value 270. This one 15 times 17. You get 5, 5, 2. Now we can find out the sum. Total 8 and 10, 18, 1 remaining, 8. 8 plus 7, 15. 15 plus 6, 21. 28. 28 plus 5, 32. 33. 3 remaining. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1238 is the total. So how we find out the mean? Mean is sigma fx over sigma f. Total of fx 1238. Divide by 100. So that's easy to divide by 100 means move the decimal place 2 places to the left. 12.38 and it's the value nearest to whole number. What's the whole number? So you get 12. So that means age is average age. Mean value is 12. So you get marks here. So we already gave 1 mark there. 1 mark for the mid value. 1 mark for this one and take the total 1 mark. So 3 here. Here substituting to this one 4 and here value and rounding value you get another 1 mark. Altogether 6 marks here. So 6 and 1, 7 marks for both these two parts. Now we'll look at the next part. A member of the organizing committee claims that more than 75% of students who came to the exhibition are older than 10 years. Is that statement true? Give reasons. So we have to check how many are there older than 10. Older than 10 means here, all these values. So we can subtract 10 and 12 is 22. So 100 minus 22. So we'll find out 100 minus 22. 78. So what's the percentage? Percentage of students. Age more than 10. 78 students out of 100. That means 78%. So 78% is actually more than 75%. So what can you say about this statement? Is the statement true? Yes, it's true. Because 78% is greater than 75%. So this is the reason. So I can write the statement is true. Without writing just true, I'll write the statement is true. Now we need to give marks for that. So 6 plus 1, 7. So 3 marks for this question. Finding this, 1 mark for the reason and 1 mark for the answer, showing that it's true. So 3 marks altogether, 10 marks for this question. Now you can try question number 3, 4, 5, 6. That's part A questions. We'll do step by step. Question number 3. An investor who owns 4,000 shares in a company which pays an annual dividend of 5 rupees per share sold these shares at the market price of 40 rupees after receiving the annual dividend income. He spent the dividend income and the money he received by selling the shares to buy shares at the market price of 25 rupees. From this investment, he gained an annual dividend income which was 8,800 more than what he received from the previous investment. Find the annual dividend per share that the second company paid. So we'll do step by step. Normally you get a question like this. You have to do part by part. If you know the steps, you can straight away do the question. So what is the first step we can do? We can find out the annual dividend. Annual dividend income. Each 5 rupees and 4,000 shares are there. 20,000 rupees. Then the amount getting from selling shares. Second step we can do amount from selling shares. So each one 40 rupees and 4,000 shares are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 16. So 160,000 rupees. So what's the total income? He spent the dividend income and this one for the next one. So total income we can find. Just add it. Total income from both you get adding these two. So 20,000 plus 160,000 rupees. 180,000 rupees. That's the third step. Fourth step. So market price is 25 for this. So you can find out number of shares he bought. So here I'll do the next part, number of shares. That's my fourth part. Number of shares from the second company. So 180,000, each one 25 rupees. So what's the value? 25 times 775. So 5,050 means 2 and 2 zeros. So 7,200 shares he bought from the second company. Then we can find out the annual dividend income from the second company. That's my next part. Annual dividend income from second company. Now it says, read it carefully, 8,800 more than what he received from the previous investment. So here, earlier 20,000 and add 8,800 to that. 00882. 28,800 is the annual dividend income. Now the last part, you can find out the annual dividend per share. Here we know 7,200 shares are there, so you can divide by 7,200. Annual dividend per share. Annual dividend per share. So there are 7,200 shares. So 28,800 divided by 7,200. 2 zeros get cancelled out. So you can see this is times 4. 72 times 4 is 288. So value is 4 rupees. So that's the whole process. So you get just worded problem. You have to divide into parts and do this question. So altogether you get 10 marks. So we'll see how you get marks. Each step. So 6 steps are there. So this one you get 2 marks. This part I'll give 2 marks. And amount from selling shares also 2 parts. And just adding these I'll give 1 mark. And here also number of shares 2 marks. And here adding again 1 mark. And 8 marks already given. And here dividing and find out the answer, another 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for this question. Now you can try question number 4. This is about scale diagrams and finding lengths using trigonometric ratios. So we'll do step by step. Vimal, who is standing at a point A in a river bank, observes a top of a tree P, which is situated at the other side of the river at an angle of elevation 50 degrees. So that means this is 50. The width of the river is AB. he observes the top of the tree P from a point Q, which is 200 meters away from A, with an angle elevation is 30 degrees. So this is 30. An incomplete sketch diagram drawn to represent the above data is shown in the figure using the scale 1 to 1000, 1 to 4000. You are asked to draw the scale diagram. So what it means? 1 centimeter represent 4000 centimeters. 4000 centimeters convert to meters. So you get 40 meters. Divide by 100. So 40 meters is this much. So what about 200 meters? 200 divided by 40. 5 centimeter length we have to take. So we'll try to draw this diagram. So you can take the ruler and first draw a line. And then you can mark the point here, Q. 5 centimeter length you have to take. From here, five centimeter length. That's A. This is A. Then you have to measure angles. Use the protractor to measure 30-degree angle here from this point, 30 here, so this line, and 50 degrees here from this point. Now you can connect the lines with the ruler. Here to here and here to here. The intersecting point is the P point. Now we have P point. This is A. How we can find the B point? You have to draw a perpendicular line. So what I can do, I can take the ruler and keep this line on top of the QA line and draw the line. So that means this is perpendicular line you can draw. So take the ruler and connect. So this is the perpendicular line and this is B. Now this is the diagram. This is 50. This is 30. Now what's the next step? Hence find the actual width AB. Now we need to measure this length and see what's the actual length. So what is AB length? That's 4.5. So 4.5 centimeters for this length. 4.5. So what's the actual length? So AB length is 4.5 centimeters into, what's the scale? So we have to multiply by 40 to convert to meters. 0, 4 times 5, 20, 2 remaining and 18. So keep one decimal place. So 180 meters is the actual length. So we can do the next two parts, that's part B. So we can give marks for this one. We'll give scale 1 mark and the diagram, this diagram, scale diagram 3 marks and 1 mark for the actual length. So altogether 5 marks for this part. Now we'll look at part B. According to the information given in the figure using the trigonometric ratios, find the magnitude of ACD. So what is ACD? ACD. this angle you have to find. So we'll take this color. So this is ACD. Look at carefully. This is a right angle triangle. So you can use trigonometric ratios. What's the suitable ratio we can use? To this angle, this is opposite. And this is the hypotenuse. So what's the ratio? So cat over. So sine ratio. So sine of ACD is equal to 8 over 12. So that means 4 times 2, 4 times 3. Divide, you get 0.6. That's 18. So another 20. So 6, 6, 6 like that. So you can round it and write down 6, 6, 6, 7. Now what you do? You can use the trigonometric ratios here to find out the value. So refer the sine tables 0.6667. Where you get 666 point? Look at carefully. You get here. So that means how many? You need 67 minus 48. You need 9. And here 19. You need more. So here look at carefully. 19 means 17 or 20 we can take. So here 6648 and then 20 means 9. So what's the value? 41 and 49. 41 and 41 degrees and 49 minutes. They asked to round it or find the magnitude of ACD, not mention to round it. Just you can mention 41, 49. So that's the first part. Find the length of AB. Now they asked to find out AB here. So how we can find AB? This length. Now to this angle, this is opposite and this is adjacent. So what's the trigonometric ratio you have to use? Now you have to use tan ratio. So we'll look at how you find out. Now you have to refer the tan tables. Tan of ACD is equal to opposite is AB over 12. 12 is the adjacent. So how you find AB? You can cross multiply. Multiply with this and find AB is equal to 12 times tan ACD. We found ACD. What's that? 41, 49. 41 degrees and 49 minutes. Now refer the tan table, tangent table and see what you get for tan 41 and 49. 49. 41 is here and 49. 41 and 49. 9 is 47. You have to add 8, 8, 9, 9 and 47 you have to add 16 and then 14, 1 remaining. So 8, 9, 4, 6. So you get 0.8946. Now you have to multiply this by 12. So do it. You can, if you can't multiply at once, what you do? You can multiply separately. So 8946 multiplied by 12, 10 and 2. So multiply by 1 and 2. 12, 1 remaining. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, 9. 2 times 9, 18. And 2 times 8, 16 plus 1, 17. 1 there. So when you add it, you get 2 and 9 plus 4, 13, 17, and here 10. Now 4 decimal places you have to keep. So what's the answer? You get 10.735. This is in meters or centimeters, depend on the units. Here given centimeters. So this value is in centimeters. So that's the AB length. So we can give marks. We'll give here using sign ratio 1 mark and finding the value 1 mark. And here 1 mark here for this, and here using this one 1 mark, and final answer 1 mark. So 5 marks for part B and 5 marks for part A. Altogether 10 marks. Now you can do question number 5. Part A about equations, simultaneous equations, and part B matrices. So do that now. Part A. The total amount of money Kamala and Janani have is equal to the 3 times of the amount of money Janani has. So we can just write it down. Who are the two? Kamala and Janani have the amount. Now it says the total amount is 3 times of the amount of money Janani has. If Janani gives 50 rupees to Kamala, Kamala owns 4 times the remaining amount of Janani's hand. By taking the amount of money Kamala has is X and the amount of money Janani has as Y. Build up a pair of simultaneous equations. Solve the pair of simultaneous equations and find the amount of money Kamala and Janani has separately. So we'll try to write down 2 equations. The total amount of money, that's X plus Y, is equal to the 3 times of the amount that Janani has. That's 3Y. And when you take Y to this side, you can write X equals 3Y minus Y, 2Y. That's first equation. Then the next one. If Janani gives 50 rupees to Kamala, 50 rupees to Kamala, now Kamala has X plus 50. Now, what's the amount that Janani has now? Y minus 50. You have to subtract 50 from that. Now it says Kamala owns 4 times the remaining amount of Janani's hand. So Kamala owns means X plus 50 is equal to 4 times of the remaining amount. That's Y minus 50. Now we can simplify. So I can simplify and write 4y and 4 times 50. So x plus 50 is equal to 4y minus 4 times 5, that means 200. Now I can take it to this side and write 4y minus x. I'm taking x to this side. This becomes 250. So 4y minus x is 250. Now we have 2 equations. This is second equation. We can solve. So that's the first part, and second part we'll try to solve this. How can we solve? Here, when you add it, minus x and plus x get cancelled out. So we can add the 2 equations. X get cancelled out, we get. So this side x and minus x get cancelled out. So 4y is equal to here we get 2y. Other side plus 250. So when you take 2y to this side, 4y minus 2y, you get 2y equals 250. Y becomes, divide by 2, 125. So what's x? From the first equation, we can find out x equals 2y. 2 times 125. That's 250. So what's the amount that Kamala had? So Kamala had X rupees, that's 250 rupees. And Janani had, that's Y, 125 rupees. So these are the amount that both had. So this is part A. We can give marks. So we can give this equation 1 mark, and simplifying you get another 1 mark. This is writing down this equation 1 mark and expanding brackets and simplifying another 1 mark. Now 4. And solving, adding, and this one method 1 mark for y and 1 mark for x. Altogether 7 marks for this question. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 marks you can get. Now we'll look at part B. This is about matrices. So you have given 3m plus 4, 2 and minus 1, 3, 0 equals m. Take m to this side, you get 3m minus m. Or we can take this one to this side. So m minus 3m minus 2m equals 4, 2 minus 1, 3, 0. You can divide by minus 2, both sides. When you divide by minus 2, m becomes 4 divided by minus 2, that's minus 2, 2 minus 1, 3, 0. Now you can multiply by minus 2 and write down the m value. So you get minus 4 plus 2 minus 6 and 0. So m equals this one. So that's the m value. So we can give 3 marks for this part because we have already given 7 marks. So 3 marks for this part. Now question number 6 in part A. A metal lamina is prepared by removing a rectangular portion with the length 8 cm and the breadth 4 cm from a rectangular shaped lamina as shown in the figure. If the area of the removed portion is equal to the area of the remaining portion, find the value of x, the distance between parallel edges. So you are asked to find out the x value, the distance between these. So how we can do that? So we can find out using the area. So find the area. The area of the removed portion is equal to the area of the remaining portion. So what's the area of this part? 8 times 4. But you can find out this length and width. This is 8 and x twice. So 8 plus 2x. What about breadth? This is 4 and 2 x's are there. 4 plus 2x. So what is the total area? total area is equal to 8 plus 2x into 4 plus 2x. You get, cross multiply and simplify, you get, you can use FOIL. First with first, 32. 8 times 2, 16x. And here 8x and 4x squared. When you simplify, you get 32 plus 24x plus 4x squared. Now, what's the remaining area? Remaining area is 8 times 4, 32. You have to subtract from the whole area. So, this value minus 32. So, what's the remaining area? You get this. So, you can find out the remaining area is equal to the removed area. So, equate. Remaining area is 24x plus 4x squared and the removed area is 32. When you equate, you get an equation. Take all terms to one side and divide by 4. You get a quadratic equation. So, x squared is equal to, so you can divide by 4, 6x, and here 4 times 8. Minus 8 equals 0. So, you get x squared plus 6x minus 8. Now, you can factorize and find out the solution. You can't factorize this. So, that's why they have given root 17 value. So, how we find out the x value? So, what's the easiest way to find out the x value? You can use quadratic formula. So, when you use the quadratic formula, you can find out x value. So, what's x? Minus b plus or minus b squared, that's 36 minus 4 ac. A means the coefficient here, 1 and minus 8 over 2a. Now simplify, minus 6 plus or minus 8 times 4, 32. So 36 plus here 32. When you take the square root, what you get? Simplify. You get 8 and 9, not 9. 3 and 3, 6. Square root of 68 over 2. Now 68 is what? 68 when you divide by 4. 4 times 1, 4. That's 7. 4 times 17 is 68. So, you can write this as minus 6 plus or minus root 4. That means 2 root 17. Square root of 68 means root of 4 times 17. So, that means you can take 4 out. You get 2 here and divide by 2. Now, you can divide both the numbers by 2. When you divide by 2, what you get? Minus 3 plus or minus root 17. Now, you know the root 17 value. What's the value here? It's given 4.1. So, you just substitute 4.1 here and find the answer. So, minus 3 plus or minus 4.1. So, we'll find out, can we get a negative answer for x? This is about a length. So, only we take the positive answer. So, you can take 4.1. Subtract, you get here 1.1. So, what is the unit? Check. What's the unit for x? It's given in centimeters. So, the x value is 1.1 centimeters. So that's the answer. Now, how many marks you can get for this question? So this is one big question. So you can get 10 marks for all these steps. So we'll see how we can give marks. Finding total area, we can give 2 marks. And then remaining area 1 mark. And finding the simplified version, 1 mark. Then you can get equating the two 1 mark. Equating these two, you get 1 mark. And getting the quadratic equation, 1. Now altogether 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 4 marks. Using quadratic formula, 1 mark here, and then simplifying, you get here 1 mark, and writing this 1 mark. We have already given 8 marks, so we can give 1 mark for substitution and 1 mark for this step. So altogether you get 10 marks. So this is the last question in part A. So next we'll discuss part B. Now we can do part B. So you get 6 questions and you have to answer only 5 questions. So you can do first 3 questions, 7, 8, 9. We'll do question number 7. You get 2 parts. And first one is about arithmetic progression and the second one is about a progression we don't know yet. So we'll see how we can do this. Part A. Nth term of a progression is Tn is given 3n minus 1. And write the first 3 terms of the above progression and giving reasons state what type of progression is it. So we can find out the first term. That means n equals 1. T1 is 3 into 1 minus 1. 3 minus 1, that's 2. N equals 2, that's T2. Second term, 3 times 2 minus 1. 6 minus 1, you get 5. N equals 3. T3, that's 3 times 3 minus 1. You get 9 minus 1, that's 8. So you get 3 terms, first 3 terms. And what type of progression is this? 2, 5, 8. Can you see common difference is there? 5 minus 2, that's 3. Or 8 minus 5, that's also 3. Adding 3 to get the next term. So what's the progression? This is about arithmetic progression. So we can write this is arithmetic progression. Because there's a common difference, you can write common difference is 3. So that's the common difference. Find the sum of the first 20 terms in it. So how you find out the first 20 terms? You can use the sum formula. So we can use sum formula. This is arithmetic. So what's the sum formula? We can use Sn. Sn equals n over 2. We can use 2a plus n minus 1d formula because we don't know the last term. If you know the last term, you can use the other formula, a plus l. So S20 you need. Substitute 20 for n. 2 times a. What's a? First term is 2. And this is 20 minus 1, 19. And d is 3. So what's the value? So you get 20 divided by 2, that's 10. 2 times 2, 4, plus 3 times 19, 3 times 9, 27, and 2 remaining. 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5. So you get 10 times 61. So 610 is the sum of 20 terms. So these are the two parts in part A. So how can we give marks now? So we'll give marks for the first part. So finding 3 terms, you get 1 mark for that. And then finding this is an arithmetic progression, 1 mark, and giving reason, 1 mark. So 3 marks there. And finding sum, we can give 2 marks. Just substitution. Substituting to the formula, you get 2 marks. Altogether 5 marks. Now we can look at part B. Part B. A worker who dig well charges 1,500 to dig the first meter. 3,000 to dig the second meter. So we'll write down first. So the first meter, that's 1,500. And it says second meter, that's 3,000. And the third meter is 6,000 rupees. If he earns 46,500 by digging a certain well, write down the relevant formula of progressions which is needed to find the depth of the well. Using the formula, find the depth of the well. So here we need to find out the total length. We need to find out, but that's 46,500. So basically we need to find out how many meters. We'll put n meters are there. So that's what we need to find. But before that, to apply formula, we need to identify whether it's arithmetic or geometric. When you take difference, difference is not the same. So we can find out the ratio. Check 3,000 divided by 1,500. You get 2. So the ratio is 2. Now we can check the other ratio. 6,000 divided by 3,000. That's also 2. So you get a common ratio. So common ratio is 2. So what's this progression? This is geometric progression. So we know the common ratio is 2 and the first term is 1,500. So you can use geometric formula to find out the nth term. Now we found out the geometric progression. A is 1,500. That's the first term. Ratio is 2. We found out the first term is 1,500 and the common ratio is 2. So what is this one? The amount he gained by digging the hole width. That's the depth of the well. So that means you need to find out the sum. Sum is equal to this much. So what's the correct formula you have to use? Sum formula. So what's the sum formula? Sn equals A r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1 for a geometric progression. So here, what's the A value? A value is 1,500 and r is 2. 2 to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. That's 2 minus 1. So the sum is given 46,500. So we'll substitute. So I'll write here Sn. So instead of Sn, I can now substitute 46,500 is equal to 1,500 into 2 to the power n minus 1. 2 minus 1 becomes 1. Divide by 1,500. 46,500 divide by 1,500. 2 to the power n minus 1. 2 zeros get cancelled out. Divide by 15. So you get 15 times 3, 45 and 1. 2 to the power n minus 1. Now add 1 to that. So you get 31 plus 1, 32. 2 to the power n. So what is 32? 2 to the power 5. That's 2 to the power n. N becomes 5. You can compare the powers because the bases are the same. So n equals 5. That means, so what's the depth of the well? Depth of the well is equal to 5 meters because n is 5. First term 1, that's 1,500. So like that, fifth term means 5 meters. So that's the depth of the well. Now we can give marks. How many marks we can give? So here 5 marks we need to divide. Finding ratio, that's 1 mark. And you have to write down here, this is geometric. Common ratio is geometric progression. That's why we can use this formula. So that's 1 mark. Identify the correct formula and then use Sn. This one 1 mark. Calculation 1 mark. And 1 mark for the final answer. And that's the depth of the well. So finding 5 meters. So altogether 5 marks for this question. And previous part we gave 5 marks. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 8. That's construction. You can use the compass and the ruler. So we'll do step by step. Use only the straight edge with the scale centimeter, millimeter and the pair of compasses. Do the following constructions. Show the construction lines clearly. So you can use compass and the ruler. So first draw a circle with radius 4 centimeters. So here just take 4 centimeter length and draw a circle. That's the first part. And you can draw the circle. And then mark the center O. Mark a point X on the circle. We'll mark any point here. X on the circle and construct the tangent to the circle from X. So that means when you connect this line with the center, the tangent means it's perpendicular to this line. So how can we draw a perpendicular line? Take the compass and you can mark 2 arcs here, 2 sides on 2 sides, and then keep the compass here and you can take a longer length and draw the arc here. So draw an arc from this point as well to find out the intersecting point. So this is the intersecting point. Now you can connect. So I can connect this one with this line. So this is the tangent line drawn to this OX line. So that's the second part. So how many marks we can give for these two steps? I can give for the circle 1 mark and drawing the tangent 2 marks. 2 marks for this step. Now we'll see what's the next step is. Part 3, mark the point Y on the tangent which is 6 centimeters away from X and construct another tangent YZ to the circle from point Y. So 6 centimeters, so you need the compass and the ruler. Now we can take 6 centimeter length and then from X you can mark the Y value. So here I'll take this side. Any side you can take. So I'm taking Y here, 6 centimeters away from X. So here I can mark this is Y. So this is 6 centimeters. Now what we have to do? Z is the tangent point. So we have to draw a tangent from Y. So how we draw a tangent? So here we know from an outside point the tangents are equal. So if we want to draw a tangent line, we can take the same length. So we can take the 6 centimeter length from here and mark from here to the circle to Z to find out the Z point. So this is the 6 centimeter length. So this is Z point and you can connect this line and this point. So that's the other tangent line. Now we have two tangents, YZ and XY. Now construct the circle which passes through the points O, X, Y, Z. So we need to draw a circle passes through these all 4 points. So that becomes a cyclic quadrilateral. So we'll first connect OY and we'll do the perpendicular bisector. The intersecting point becomes the center of the circle. So we'll take the compass, take any length, so I can draw an arc here, an arc to the other side because I need to draw the perpendicular bisector and take the same distance from here. Now take the same distance and you can draw the other arc. So somewhere here again we need to draw it. So we'll take the other side. That's here. So we'll do it again. From here we need to again redo the two arcs because we didn't find out the intersecting point. Now we can get the intersecting point here and this side here. Now we can connect the line here to here. That's the perpendicular bisector. So the intersecting point is the center. So we can now take the compass. This is the center. So take any distance from this center to any point that should be the radius. Here this length should be the radius. Now see, And if you are drawing the circle, see whether it passes through all 4 points. All are okay. So that means you can draw the circle. So we'll draw it. So this is the circle, passes through O, X, Y, Z. So that's the fourth part. So how you get marks here? You get drawing the tangent, YZ, another 2 marks. So this one 2 marks for this part. And construct the circle which passes through the points O, X, Y, Z. So 1 mark for the perpendicular bisector and 1 mark for drawing the circle. So now how many marks we give? 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 marks for this up to this point. And now we'll look at the next part. Using your construction, write down the value of root 13 to the nearest first decimal place, root 13. Now look at carefully your diagram. We know this is 90-degree angle. What's this length? That's 6. And what's the radius of the circle we drew? That's 4 centimeters. What's the length? 4 centimeters. Radius is 4 centimeters. So this is 4 centimeters. 6 and 4. This is right angle triangle. OXY triangle. We can use Pythagoras theorem. OXY. So we'll take that one. So something like this. And X point. And OX is 4. OX and OY. XY is 6. XY is 6 and OX is 4 centimeter. Use Pythagoras theorem. So we can write OY squared is equal to 6 squared plus 4 squared. What's that? 6 squared is 36. 4 squared is 16. When you add it, you get 52. So OY squared is 52 means what's OY? Root 52. Can we simplify 52? If we divide by 4, you get 13. 4 times 13. So here I can write 4 times 13 for 52. So when you take it out, square root 4 is 2. So 2 root 13 is OY. So 2 root 13 is OY. Now you are asked to find out root 13 value. So you have to divide by 2. Find the OY length and divide by 2. Now you can use the construction and see what's the length of OY. So what's the length OY? Here too. Here to here. So we'll measure that length using the ruler. You get 7.2 centimeters. So here 7.2 is the value for OY. .2 centimeters. So what's square root of 13? Is 7.2 divided by 2. 2 times 3, 6, and for 12, that's 6. 3.6 is the approximate value using our construction. So that's 3.6. So you get slightly different value, but you get full marks for this question. So how many marks? 7 marks already given. So this part you can get 3 marks. 1 mark for finding the correct OY value and 1 mark for this method and finding the answer, 1 mark. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can try question number 9. That's about proofs. So we'll take the first part. In the triangle PQR, midpoints of the sides PQ and PR are S and T. So this length is equal to this length and this length is equal to this length, midpoints. The produced ST line intersect the line drawn through R parallel to QP at U. So parallel to QP. The produced ST intersects the line drawn through R parallel to QP. So this line parallel to this one is given. And produce RS line and RU line at M. So here intersect L and M. So where are L and M points? These two lines intersect. Produced of this and this intersect here, L and M. Copy the diagram in your answer sheet and mark the given data on it. Show that PSRU is a parallelogram and prove that the area of the triangle LMR is twice the area of the triangle PQR. So for that, first we need to know these two lines are parallel and that's all given. So just check it again. Midpoints given and the lines intersect in line drawn through parallel to QP is U. The line drawn through P parallel to QR. Here another information given. This line is parallel to this line. So those are the information given. Now first part, copy the diagram and you are asked to show that PSRU is a parallelogram. So we'll do that one first. To be proved, PSRU is a parallelogram. So how we can do that? So we'll draw it and see. Here PS, these two and this one. How can we show that? If we can show that these two lengths are equal, we know diagonals bisect each other. That's a parallelogram. Or another one, if you can show that now already this line is parallel to this one, this length, if we can show that this length is equal to this length, pair of opposite sides equal and parallel, that's a parallelogram. So we'll try to find out. Here we can prove that PTS triangle and these two triangles are congruent. If we can show that the corresponding elements are equal. We'll take PST triangle and TRU triangle. We know PT equals TR because T is the midpoint. and this angle. This angle is equal to this angle, opposite angles. PTS angle is equal to RTU angle, opposite angles. And what else? These two lines are parallel. So this angle is equal to this angle. Alternate angles. SPT angle is equal to TRU angle. Alternate angles. Now we can see these two triangles are congruent. PST triangle is congruent to TRU triangle. What's the case? Angle, angle, side. So angle, angle, side, these are equal. So that means PS is equal to RU. Corresponding elements. Corresponding elements of congruent triangles. We know PS is equal to RU. PS is parallel to RU. That's given. Pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. That's a parallelogram. So you can write pair of opposite side equal and parallel. You can straight away write down PSRU is a parallelogram. PSRU is a parallelogram. That's the first part. Now we'll see how we can do the next one. It says, next one is, you have to copy the diagram again and see. Prove that the area of the triangle LMR, this big triangle, is twice the area of the triangle PQR. So we'll do it on the other side. So we have to show that. What's the information? LMR is twice the area of the PQR. So to be proved, LMR triangle is equal to, LMR triangle is equal to double of PQR, twice of PQR triangle. We have to prove that. So we'll take the previous information you need. These lengths are equal, this is equal and parallel. Now we'll take the bigger one, LMR. This triangle. In this triangle, we need to show that this length is equal to this length, or we'll see how we can do this. So that's, and here, what can you write about area of LMR triangle? We need to first check. LMR means LPR LPR triangle plus PRM triangle. I divided the big triangle into two triangles, LPR triangle and PMR. Now, what can you say about the areas? We can say, now here we found out this length is equal to this length from the first part, UR equals SP. And look at carefully. So this length is equal to this length, and what about this one? This is a parallelogram. So that means this length is also this length. PQ length is equal to SR. Now we have to prove that this is area is these two. Now from the first part we found this is a parallelogram, and also here that means this one parallel to this one parallelogram, and we found out this length also equal. These two lengths are equal. Angles bisect each other because these two triangles are congruent. Now from this information, what can you say about LMR triangle? LMR triangle, these two lines are parallel and this is the midpoint. These two lengths are equal. So you can say LP length is same as PM. So we need to write it down. LMR triangle PU is parallel to SR because PSRU is a parallelogram. We proved that. And also we know that PS is equal to UR, and because all these are here parallel, this length is equal to this length, so these two lengths are equal. RU is equal to UM because PMRQ is a parallelogram. And also we found that PS is equal to UR from the first part. Opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. So according to inverse midpoint theorem, what can you say about LP and PM? These two lengths are equal. So we can say this length is equal to this length because of inverse midpoint theorem. So LP is equal to PM inverse midpoint theorem. Now we know that this is equal. So what can you say about the areas? Same base and this is the perpendicular height. Height is the same. So area is the same. So you can say the areas, two areas are equal. So LP R area is equal to LPR triangle area is equal to PMR area. So two areas are equal because of same base, same base and height. So this area is equal to this area. Then finally, what can you say about this area? But we know PMR area is same as PMR. I'll write down here. PMR area is same as PQR area. This is same as PQR area. Why? What's the reason? Because PR is the diagonal. This is a parallelogram. So equally divided with the PR diagonal. So because PR, you can write down because of PR diagonal. Area of a parallelogram bisect with diagonal. That's the reason. So what can you say about this one? So you can say, so LPR, from these two, LPR area is same as PQR area. Now we can connect this one here. So area of LMR is what? Area of LMR triangle is equal to LPR triangle. LPR, I can write PQR triangle plus PRM. PRM or PMR is also PQR. So twice of PQR. So here same area twice, 2 times PQR triangle. So that's what we need to prove. Show that area of LMR is double of 2 times PQR area. So we prove that. So we'll see how you can get marks. So 2 parts for this question. Question number 9. Showing that this is congruent, 3 marks, and identifying the corresponding elements, 1 mark, and showing that opposite sides and this one is equal, you can get 1 mark. So 3, 4, 5. 5 marks for part 1. And the second part you can get 5 marks. First you need to say this part. So parallel and all these midpoint theorem, 3 marks. And showing that these two equal triangles are equal and this one equal, and finally 5 marks showing that this is double of 2 PQR. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can try 10, 11, 12. We'll take question number 10. So you get 3 parts. This is about proofs again. So we'll see. First part, in the PQRST pentagon shown in the figure, PQ is QR. So we'll mark all the information. PQ is QR. PT. PT is equal to RS. TPQ angle. TPQ angle is equal to QRS angle. This angle, mark the given information on the diagram. Show that QT is equal to QS. So we can take the two triangles. So PQT triangle and QRS triangle. PQ equals QR. It's given. PT is equal to SR. And QPT angle is equal to QRS angle. All these given. So we can say PQT triangle is congruent to QRS triangle. What's the case? Side, angle, side. And here this is the included angle given. So side, angle, side. So if these two are congruent, we can say QT is equal to QS. Corresponding QT is the opposite to this angle, so that's QS. So corresponding elements. Corresponding elements are equal. So 3 parts for this question. So we can give 3 marks for showing that these two are congruent and 1 mark for showing that these are corresponding elements. 4 marks. Now we'll do the second part. Show that PTS angle is RST. This angle and PTS. Now we can mark the given information previously given like this, and we found out these two are equal as well. And we found out from the previous part these two lengths are equal. So QT is equal to QS, proved in the first part. So QTS, what can you say about QTS triangle? It's an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, because two lengths are equal. So what can you say about this angle? This angle, we'll put A. So this is also A. Two angles are equal. So we can write QST angle is equal to QTS angle. I'll put A. That's your first one. And from the previous part, you found these two triangles are congruent. So this angle, I'll put B. That's opposite to this double line. Opposite to double line, this is B. So these two angles are equal. So we'll write down RSQ angle is equal to PTQ. That's B. That's from corresponding elements are equal. Now just add these two. What you get? QST angle and RSQ angle is same as QTS angle plus PTQ angle. Just add it. You get same. A plus B here. A plus B. This is also A plus B. So that means these two are equal. What is that? When you add these two, you get RST or QST and QRS is RST angle. RST angle is same as PTS angle. So that's what we need to show. So earlier we gave 4 marks and here we can give 1 mark identifying isosceles and 1 mark here and 1 mark there, 3 marks. So 4 plus 3, 7 marks we have already given. Now we'll look at the third part. X is the foot of the perpendicular drawn from Q to the side ST. I'll take the X is the foot of the perpendicular drawn from Q to ST. So we'll draw it perpendicular line. So this is X. QX is produced to Y such that QY, QX and XY equal. So we'll extend this. So this line we have to extend so that it's equal. So we'll take Y. So QX length is XY. TY and YS. TY and YS are joined. Mark this information on the diagram and show that QTYS is a rhombus. So how we can show that it's a rhombus? So we need to show the sides are equal. Here we found from the previous part, we found this length is equal to this length, QT, and QS, QT is equal to QS from the previous part. That's, we found QS and QT. So if it's a rhombus, adjacent sides are equal. That's okay. Now we need to show that if here the diagonals bisect at 90, that's also we can see from the given information. If we can show these are angle bisectors, that's a rhombus. Adjacent sides are equal and the diagonals bisect at 90, but it can be a square. How you say this is not 90? So we can say using the two triangles here, SQ, T triangle and X, QT triangle. These two are congruent. So why congruent? RHS. From that you can say these two angles are equal. So that means not 90 because this is 90. So this is A. If this is A, 2A is not 90 degrees. Less than 90. So you can now say these two triangles QS is equal to QT and QX is QX. QX is common and this is proved from the previous part, and this is right angle. QXS angle is 90 degrees. Because of that, we can say SQT triangle is congruent to XQT triangle. RHS, right angled, hypotenuse and a side. Then we can say SQX angle is equal to SQT angle. We'll put A, corresponding elements, So that's a rhombus. Adjacent sides. So QT is RS. Adjacent sides. So adjacent sides are equal and diagonal bisect the angles. Diagonal bisect Q angle and also diagonals bisect at 90 degrees. Also bisect at 90 degrees. With all these we can say QTYS is a rhombus. So what's the given QTYS? QTYS is a rhombus. This can be a parallelogram, but adjacent sides are equal. And this is not parallelogram because this is 90 degrees. 90 degrees, diagonals bisect at 90 degrees only in square or rhombus. So this is a rhombus. So how can we give marks now? So we have given 4, 5, 6, 7 and 3 marks for this part. So 3 marks for showing that this is a rhombus. Altogether 10 marks. Now we'll do 11th question. A cylindrical solid metal bar with the radius 9. Cylindrical metal bar, radius 9 and the length 30 is melted and without wasting any metal, 16 spheres with radius R are made. Show that R equals this. Then you have to use the logarithmic tables and find out R. So we'll see how we can do this. So here we can do it here. So the volume of the cylinder pi r squared h is equal to 16 into volume of spheres, 4/3 pi r cube. This r and this are different. So now we'll substitute. Pi and pi get cancelled out. You don't need that. R squared. So that means 9 squared into 30 is equal to 16 times 4/3 into r cube. So make r cube as the subject. So 9 into 9 and 30 multiplied by 3 divide by 16 and 4. We can divide by 2. That's all. So when you multiply 16 times 2, 32. Now we'll multiply this one. 9 times 9, 81. 81 times 3, 243. And multiply by 15. 10 and 5, multiply by 1 and 5. 5 times 4, 20 plus 1, 21, 2 remaining. 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12. 3, 6, 4, 5. So that's what we are getting. So we can write R is equal to cube root of that. So R is equal to cube root of 3645 over 32. So cube root you can write as power 1/3. Now we can find R using log table. So we'll do that. 3645. So we can write R equals 3645 over 32 power 1/3. We'll check it again. 3645. Now take log both sides. Logarithm of R is, you can take 1/3 of log 3645 minus 1/3 of log 32. So you can take 1/3 out and subtract the value. So 3645 means 1, 2, 3, 3 point something. When you write in standard notation, 36, 4, 5. 36, 4 is here 5. That's 6. Add 6, 56, 17. Minus log 32, 50, 51. But this is 1 point. 1.50, 51. So 32 again, 50, 51. Now subtract first. So you get here 7 minus 1, 6. 6 here and 5 and here 0 and 3 minus 1, 2. 2 point something. Now divide by 3. You get 3 times 6, 18. For 25, that's 8, 24. And 5, 15. And another 5, 15. For 10, that's 3. So you don't need to write that, because when you are rounding for 4 decimal places, you can take 6855. Now you have to use anti-log value of this to find out the R. 6855. Here 48 is there. So you need another 7. This one, 8. 48, 4, 8. 48, 4, 8. And this is 0. So you get 4.848 as the answer. Now, what's the unit here? We can check it from this one. This is in centimeters. So, centimeter value. So, you can write this answer in centimeters. If you are writing this value correct to the whole number, that becomes 5 centimeters. So, you can write, if it's a whole number, R becomes 5 centimeters. So, that's the answer. Now, try to give marks. So, 2 parts. So, here finding this area 1 mark and 16 times this 1 mark and then equating 1 mark and show that this answer 1 mark. So, 4 marks here. Now, next page, taking logarithms 1 mark and substituting value 1 mark here, subtraction and find this answer, anti-log value and this answer. So see how many marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4 altogether 10 marks. Now we'll look at the last question in the paper. So that's about Venn diagrams. So we'll do that step by step. There are 40 students in the class. And you can first write down the information and you need to prove that. So we'll do it. So here we'll mark all the information. There are 40 students in the class. So where we can mark 40, that's here. A Venn diagram drawn to represent the following information is given below. There are 15 girls. So boys is this. So outside boys is girls. That's 15. 16 play football. Football is this one. So 16 play football. So this is 16. 5 boys who play football are prefects. 5 boys who are playing football are prefects. So here we need to draw another set, that's prefects. So we can draw another set like this and label prefects. So altogether how many prefects? 5 boys who play football are prefects. Here this is 5. Then you can't write 16 there. So this is not 16 then. 16 minus 5, you get 11. So this becomes 11. The whole circle is 16 but 5 is in the intersection, so 11 is there. Now, can we mark the other information? We know that this is 5. Can we find out the other values? So when you add it, just add and see. If there are 15 girls here, how many boys are there? 40 minus 15, 25 boys. So here, if you take the boys one, this should be 25. Check whether 25 is there. 11 and 5, 16. 25 minus 16, 9. That means 9, either you can get this part and this part, both 9. But we can't fill that. We know the total is 9. We'll check the next question. So P is they're asking, this is P. P is the new set. Represent given information on the Venn diagram. Shade the region which represent the prefects who doesn't play football. Prefects who doesn't play football outside. So this region. So I can shade this one. So that's what you need. That's the region. And find the number of boys who doesn't play football. Who doesn't play football. So we need to find out this part. So that means altogether we found out that. That's 9. So we can write 25 minus 16, that's 9. Boys who doesn't play football. And fourth part, if N, F union P means F is the football, this one, and P is this. The total is 90. So now we can find out easily. This is 11 plus 5, 16. And altogether 19 means this is 3. If this is 3, this union is 19. Now we can find out this part. Find number of elements in F union P dash, that means this part, intersect with B. So we found out 9 is this and this. So 9 minus 3, this becomes 6. Because this part and this part all together, that's 9. Easily we can find out number of elements in F union P dash intersection B is 6. So that's the last part. So you can give marks for that. That's not a hard question. So marking information here, you get 4 marks. And then shade the region. That's 1 mark. Find the number of boys who doesn't play football, 2 marks. And the last part is not easy. So you have to identify which region. For that, that's 3 marks. 4, 5, 6, 7, and this part is 3 marks. Altogether, you get 10 marks. So this is the last question in paper 2.